What's up, guys? We are still in Vegas for CES, and I'm going to be taking the S21 Ultra with me. I did the Note 20 Ultra, so check that one out. And guys, this is my favorite phone to recommend people. Like I said, if I did not have any phone, I would get the S21 Ultra, and I think it's better in one way than the S23 Ultra. But I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys with me. And yeah, just like with the Note 20 Ultra, I forgot I brought the wrong SIM card because they're both Verizon locked. But it's fine. I'm gonna tether it and should be able to get a pretty realistic view of how this phone is going to work in the real world. Show you guys just exactly what I like about the phone, especially at this price point. All right, guys, so we're now on the CES show floor, and I wanted to talk about the hardware with the Ultra. It is really nice looking phone still in 2024. I really like the camera cutout. It has kind of like a cool sci-fi look. Of course, it's IP68 dust and water resistant. It has the matte finish on here, but most importantly, it's very comfortable to hold. It doesn't have those sharp edges like the Galaxy Note phone, and that's one of the main reasons why I really love the design of this phone. And also remember, guys, this phone does have S Pen support. Now, one of the coolest things I saw was Samsung's micro LED transparent displays, which was really cool. I'm not sure what the point of it for like the average consumer, but I could see this being put in like malls and stuff. It was really cool. It almost has like a really cool 3D effect to it. But I want to go ahead and talk about the cameras a little more. All right, so let's talk about the cameras, because honestly, this was the most impressive thing about the S21 Ultra is just how nice the cameras still are. So we got a 108 megapixel standard, a 10 megapixel periscope telephoto that does 10x optical, and a 10 megapixel telephoto that does 3 times optical, and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It can shoot an AK-24 with a 40 megapixel selfie that also shoots in 4K 60. As you guys can see from the shots, just such crispy shots with the S21 Ultra, and I'll show you guys a max zoom video after this, but you guys can see the stills, great dynamic range, great detail, great color. I was really blown away by the image quality that the S21 Ultra was able to put out. Ultra wide. 30 times. It's 100. Alright, guys, I am going to swing by the Google booth, but before I do that, let's go ahead and talk about the display. So it's a 6.8 inch 1440p display. It's 515 for the PPI. It's dynamic AMOLED, 120 Hz. HDR10 Plus at 1500 nits peak brightness. I had no issues looking at this phone outdoors, even though it wasn't really sunny today, but just really beautiful display. And like I said, really easy to hold this phone, even though it's a big phone. And also, of course, Samsung displays, very crispy, very vibrant as well too. And overall, I just love the display on here, and it has a curve to it, but it's not an aggressive curve like something like the Note 20 Ultra. But yeah, the display on here is absolutely fantastic. All right, so at the Google booth, it's really products that I've already pretty much seen, but they are pushing their AI stuff, so you can expect to see more AI features in Android, and I think Samsung even is really pushing the AI with the new S24 Ultra that's coming up. So just expect to see a lot of AI integrated in the software. All right, so let's talk about the specs a little bit more. This phone is running Android 14 One UI 6, and yes, it will get Android 15 One UI 7. It does have the Snapdragon AAA processor, no SD card support, 128 gigs of internal storage, and 12 gigs of RAM on the base model. Performance wise is pretty much what you would expect. This phone is still going to do a fantastic job at bouncing in and out of applications, playing PUBG. It can play PUBG at 90 frames. I don't really have too much of a heating issue with this phone. I've never had it crash or anything like that. But these AAA phones do get really warm, and I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I'm sure people have had heating problems with this phone. But like I said, I personally never had it. I didn't have an issue recording and stuff like that on it. So the chipset is pretty much fine for me, and it's a very fast phone. Now the speakers on the S21 Ultra are still pretty good. I'll let you hear them at max volume. And you've also got the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that you can also take advantage of, which works really well, or you can just use the face unlock. Now, I guess the last thing that we can talk about is battery life. So battery life on the S21 Ultra is pretty decent. Like I said, this phone can pretty easily get 6 hours of screen on time. Again, I wasn't using the phone as much today because of all the walking and stuff I was doing. So I didn't get to really use it as much like a normal day of like kind of hardcore use. I didn't get a chance to use like GPS and stuff like that because taking Ubers. So I didn't get a ton of screen on time. But it is, 9:21. We're still at like 55%. But yeah, just trust me that this phone does do a fantastic job when it comes to battery life. I never really had this phone like die on me in a day. So for battery, you'll be pretty good with this phone. And like I said, I haven't replaced the battery at all with this phone, either. All right, so basically, in conclusion, guys, the S21 Ultra is a fantastic device. Are there any like last things to really note about this phone? I think that the phone is a good buy at the price it is right now. You can find it under 400 bucks. You got to remember that this phone will not get Android 16. It will get Android 15, so you have one more major OS update, and then you will be getting security patches after that. So you'll get 15, but you won't get 16. That's pretty much it. I think the phone is, like I said, it's one of my favorite phones. It's solid, has an excellent display, one of my favorite displays, beautiful hardware. We saw the cameras today, absolutely fantastic camera quality and just excellent zoom quality on this phone. It's plenty enough fast for even people who like to play games and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just an awesome device, guys. I like everything about it. And don't forget that this phone does have S Pen support as well too. So if you do want to, buy the S Pen case that this phone comes with, you have that option to be able to use the stylus and all the same features that you would find on a Galaxy Note. So that is pretty much it, guys. This is a fantastic buy. You guys know how I feel about it. So be sure to let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.